the truth.
North Korea's propaganda offensive at the Olympics. More than 200 cheerleaders, over 10 times the number of athletes North Korea sent to the games, chanting "cheer up" and "victory to our team." At the same time, there are hints tonight of a possible new diplomatic opening to Kim Jong-un's regime from the Trump administration. Vice President Mike Pence told the Washington Post there could be new U.S. talks with North Korea before the regime takes steps to scale back its nuclear program. The vice president was clear that the administration would still keep up its campaign of intense sanctions and, quote, maximum pressure on North Korea, but at the same time saying, quote, if you want to talk, we'll talk.
What's new is that now the White House is saying to the South Koreans and the North Koreans, we'll have talks without preconditions, although you won't get sanctions relief.
A dramatic change of course after the U.S. maintained for more than a decade that new talks could only begin after the regime committed to take steps to get rid of its nuclear program. So what does this mean?
Well, it does appear that the administration is more willing to talk, but the fundamental problem remains. Talk about what? The North Koreans have no intention, it appears, of going back to their original agreement to denuclearize, and the U.S. has no intention, nor should we, of accepting them as a nuclear weapon state.
While the administration says everyone's on board, Secretary of State Rex Tillerson seemed to downplay the idea that Pence has made a diplomatic breakthrough.
It's really up to the North Koreans to decide when they're ready to engage with us in a sincere way, a meaningful way.
Meantime tonight, Pence is being criticized by the North Koreans for his behavior at the games, for not making eye contact with Kim Jong-un's sister at the opening ceremonies, and not standing or clapping when the joint Korean team entered the stadium. A senior diplomatic source close to North Korea telling CNN that was a, quote, missed opportunity for diplomacy. But many North Korea watchers say the vice president handled this well and shouldn't necessarily be seen making positive gestures to the brutal regime. Kim's sister, meanwhile, has invited South Korea's president to Pyongyang.
It absolutely is an attempt to drive a wedge between Seoul and Washington. Let me note here that there have been previous summits, both in 2000 and 2007, between South Korean leaders and North Korean leaders. None of that stopped the North Korean nuclear weapons program.
Got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 M's in my bank account, yeah.